question though.
Yes.
I got a huge question, and it actually piggybacks off what he says.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm starting to see between 2016 to 2020,
Okay.
we had a huge trend. It's time to get black people that look like us in office.
Yeah.
Okay? People that look like us in office, we had a huge trend. All of a sudden, between 2020 and 2022, it seemed like we got our people in office and now they're fighting one another, almost like the house Negro, field Negro mentality. You know what I mean? As if I'm better than you. Hey, I'm a judge, I'm a sheriff, and you're just a city councilman or some peon on the lower totem pole, and I have a bigger badge than you. You know?
Right.
I mean, how did we go from fighting together to just at odds with each other?
Because people want to represent, but they don't want to be responsible.
Whoa, you just said a lot.
You know what I'm saying? Because when you want to be responsible, you respect others around you automatically.
Right.
No matter their station.
Right.
Because that means you want to get something done. But when you want to represent and you want to floss and you want to say, oh, well, I'm the congressman or I'm the congresswoman, you can't talk to me like that.
Yeah.
Really? I can't? Okay, then we know you're not a servant and we know you don't want to be responsible.
Exactly.
That's right.
I mean, look, just in our local area, I mean, the thing about it, even I know locally, you know what I'm saying, we struggle sometimes, Calico, because from the culture we came from, it's like how she was talking about our parents and how our parents were taught to look at TV a certain way, et cetera, and they were saying, things they believed on TV, But when it came down to it, it was more like when it comes down to us in our parents are that generation. Hey, we need our own black this, our own black businesses, our own black media, our own black, everything needs to be reflective of us. You need to shop at the black grocery store. You need to shop at the get black shoes. You need to, you know what I'm saying? And actually, they tell you the key to wealth. If you ever Google this in Webster's Fine Dictionary, a man who carries a black wallet is more symbolic to have wealth. It is not actually a black wallet. It's more symbolic. So, if
I didn't know that.
it's more symbolic of wealth. You know what I'm saying?
Do I got my wallet on?
So
I got a black wallet though.
When it comes down to it, we have so many with the overflow of African American political leaders. You understand what I'm saying? Fox News, CNN, all of these people have been telling the story their way for years.
Yes.
Why do you think these political leaders aren't coming to these grassroots? You're taking a very unique approach.
Right.
You're taking a very unique approach where you're going grassroots. You're saying, I'm touching the heart of the people. These people want to be on CNN and want to be on Fox. Who, if you look at these news channels, they take their conversations, just chop them up and make it look one way, and it's like, okay, the conversation doesn't go like that.
Right. Well, like I said, people want to be seen.
Wow.
They don't necessarily want to be heard. Because if they wanted to be heard, they'd be on the street.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? So there are certain people in certain places to have a certain conversation. Not everybody wants to have that real conversation because, again, at the end of the day, you got to be responsible for that. You got to be responsible for what you said. You've got to be held accountable. And when you talk to people, somebody's gonna knock on your door.
Absolutely.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
I mean, she literally broke her. She came into us off a grassroots effort. We had mail boys putting our newspapers in people's yards.
Wow.
And it was the first time we strategically did that because it was political season. And shout out to Commissioner Vivian Thomas District.
Shout out to Vivian Thomas, definitely.
Shout out to Vivian Thomas.
Shout out to
Give her those kudos.
Yeah.
Because without that strategy of saying that, we would have just been dropping loads of newspapers off to black businesses, hoping black people pick them up. But when we hit people's yard, it's like the abundance came. So, to make your point,
right.
how do you feel about the grassroots versus mainstream?
I like the grassroots better because, like I said, it gives you more of that responsibility because you're talking to people. You're going to be held accountable. Somebody will come back if you do make it to the office that you're running for and say, remember what you said? I'm going to hold you accountable until you get it done.
Wow.
I'm going to hold your feet to the fire. Because, see, when you're on TV and you're skating that way,
Yeah.
you have an easier chance to say, no, I really couldn't get to that. I'm sorry.
Absolutely.
Maybe next term.
Maybe next time. And last but not least, on my behind the scenes that Rick just said, Callie, a lot of times we see, and I'm just being politically, all right, we got Stacey Abrams running for governor of Georgia, who I personally, based on some of the views that she has, I personally don't stand with her legislation or policy. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
For one, we know what left field she likes to play, and then, we had the Miles family up here earlier, representing husband and wife, you know what I'm saying? And that particular thing of black family, you know what I'm saying, leaving that black family legacy, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Mainly when you see people on the high political forums, such as judges being moved up now, like Supreme Court justices, vice presidents, they're married to white men.
Yeah.
He's so toxic.
I mean,
True. The last couple of big positions,
what
yeah.
does it feel for you to stay within in the boundaries? Is that important to you to stay within the boundaries of your culture, or is that just, hey, you just happen to be, your choice, or what does that mean to you for us to come together? Because I mean, everybody's fighting for the LGBTQ community, the transgender community. Everybody's fighting for everything but black people.
Right.
I mean, Donald Trump basically raised the Tea Party, and oh my God, he changed the world. You know what I'm saying? But who's going for us now?
Right.
You know what I mean? What does that mean to you versus to support your community, as well as others? So not to say, hey, I'm just for black people, but I think white people respect it when we say, you know what, I stand by my culture.
Right.
How do you feel about that, and just the way this whole term thing is going?
Well, I mean, to address couples,
Okay.
I'm okay with biracial couples because I come from a multiracial
Absolutely,
family.
I agree.
My great-great-grandfather, he was Irishman.
Yeah,
So-
I'm a Ballard.
So was mine. You see Thorpe, that's
Right.
me.
So for that, I'm okay. But I'm like this. Don't put down another race that you're married to.
That makes it, yeah.
And put your race above theirs because
Right.
that is racism.
Right.
Everyone needs to feel comfortable in their own skin. And you need to love the people that look like you. Not just because they look like you, but because you want people to do better. I grew up in Orange County, and I was, one of the few black kids in the classroom. And when I would go to Los Angeles, people were like, you talk like a white girl. And my uncle told me one day, he goes, you know what, you're fine, because you are who you are.
Right.
And you'll get that job, and you are articulate. Be who you are and love yourself and love the people around you. As a black culture, what we've done is we're really socially judgmental, and we discriminate within our own race. If you don't have enough money, if you don't live in the right place, if you don't drive the right car, if you don't have on the right shoes, we constantly have these prejudices within our own community instead of going, you know what, I appreciate what you're doing, I need to support you. I appreciate what you're doing, I need to support you. That's all we really need to do, not because you're black, but because I want to see you do better. And that's just on an individual level, no matter what race you're in. But especially for our black community, that's what we need to do. Yeah.
Oh, I like that.
California.
Orange County in the house.